Welcome to the Explainer. So if you've ever felt like artificial intelligence is this incredibly powerful tool that somehow just ends up leaving you totally frustrated, yeah, you're in exactly the right place. Today we're going to completely, radically simplify your daily workflows. We are talking about taking hours of tedious, mind-numbing manual work and just handing it right over to AI. And the absolute best part? You are going to do all of this without writing a single solitary line of code. No way, right? We're diving straight into practical, everyday AI hacks specifically designed for non-techies to help you reclaim your time.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever felt like Maria Ali here? She's a Python tinkerer who shared this highly relatable, honestly kind of painful late-night story. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., she's asking the AI for a totally simple script to sort some messy files, and it just keeps handing her digital garbage, spaghetti code. She literally felt like she was fighting the machine. And you know, this highlights the absolute most common problem we all face. We tend to think AI is magic, and when it doesn't read our minds, we get so frustrated. But as Maria learned the hard way, AI doesn't just work unless you actually know how to talk to it.
So here's our roadmap for today. First up, we'll talk about why you need to stop begging the machine. Then we'll get into high-impact prompt frames, chaining your AI prompts, and the magic of no-code AI glue automation. Finally, we'll wrap up with a look at your new automated life. Don't worry, we are breaking all of this down into super easy, digestible pieces.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1. Stop begging the machine.
To get this right, we need a massive mindset shift. AI researcher Alex Vellanolith hit the nail on the head with his core thesis. Prompting is not a technical skill. It's actually a communication skill. Look, AI requires the exact same clarity, structure, and context as a human colleague. If you give a coworker vague, confusing instructions, you're going to get a bad result, right? Well, AI is exactly the same, except it will literally never push back and ask you for clarification. Under the hood, these models are basically working to predict the most likely next word. So if your input is trash, the AI's probability engine gets totally confused, and naturally, your output is trash.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Look over on the left side, the beggar. Can you please generate a script that maybe does this? I mean, it's polite, sure, but it's incredibly vague. It's treating the AI like a Google search bar. Now look over on the right side, the boss. Write a Python script that removes duplicate rows. Save the clean file. See the difference? Specific verbs, exact constraints, clear final formats. When you switch from making a desperate plea to giving an assertive, directive command, you dramatically boost the AI's accuracy. You're giving the AI absolutely no excuse to wander off. Which brings us to a fantastic metaphor. Adding guardrails is honestly like parenting a toddler. You will definitely thank yourself later. If you just let an AI write freely without giving it any rules, it's going to start to hallucinate. It'll just make things up or cut corners. But if you clearly tell it, do not use random information, or keep this under 100 words, or hey, do not use corporate jargon, you stay completely in control. You are basically setting firm boundaries so the AI doesn't, run right out into traffic.
Moving right along to Section 2, high-impact prompt frames.
Our first major hack here is the role-playing persona. Now, if you just tell the AI to act like an expert, honestly, the output barely changes. But if you get hyper-specific, saying something like, act as a Michelin star chef, or you are a CFO with 15 years of experience, something really amazing happens. You force the AI into a very specific cognitive lens. This actually restricts the neural network's active vocabulary and forces it to pull from the absolute most authoritative, expert-level parts of its training data. It's basically filtering out all the amateur advice for you.
Next up is what we call the Explain My Options prompt. Look, a huge mistake people make is asking the AI to just make a final decision for them. That is super risky. Instead, you want to use the AI to analyze your options side by side. You are shifting the heavy cognitive load, all the tedious research, the organizing, the structuring of complex trade-offs, straight to the machine, while you firmly keep the final human judgment. It's a total superpower.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the AI can visually structure a comparison for you. Don't just settle for a giant paragraph of text, demand a table. You tell it, compare these 3 CRMs, give me the strongest argument, the biggest risk, and the estimated cost for each, and boom. Suddenly, a complex decision that would have easily taken you 3 hours of Googling and cross-referencing is laid out clearly in, 10 seconds? It literally makes your decision-making 10 times easier.
Okay, Section 3, chain your AI prompts.
If you want to cross that bridge from being an average user to a real power user, you absolutely have to stop making this one huge mistake, stuffing your entire project into a single, massive, confusing prompt. It's kind of like walking into a kitchen, throwing every single ingredient you have into a pot at the exact same time, and then expecting a gourmet meal to pop out. It just doesn't work that way. Overloading a single prompt overwhelms the model, and it leads straight back to those frustrating spaghetti outputs we talked about earlier.
So instead of that, you need to break things down. Step 1. Have the AI brainstorm some ideas, and then you pick the best one. Step 2. Ask it to create an outline based on that specific idea. You review and tweak that outline. Step 3. Have it actually write the content section by section based entirely on the approved outline. This sequential logic is called chaining, and it mimics a true creative process. Each output feeds directly into the next one, giving you a compounding level of quality that you could just never get from a single mega prompt.
All right, let's level up. Section 4. No-code AI glue automation.
It is time to connect these AI brains directly to the apps you use every single day. Welcome to the Glue Tech Revolution. We're talking about incredibly powerful low-code and no-code platforms like Zapier and Make.com. These platforms act as digital glue, seamlessly connecting things like your Gmail, your Google Drive, and Slack. And the absolute magic here is that non-techies no longer need to write complicated scripts to get their digital chores done automatically. You can set this whole shebang up using plain English commands, with AI acting as the reasoning engine right in the middle of your workflow.
So, let's look at how this builds into an actual pipeline. It basically connects 3 simple elements. First, the trigger, or the watcher. Say, a new email with an invoice attachment lands in your Gmail inbox. Second, the AI step, or the thinker. The AI actually reads the invoice and extracts the vendor name, the billing amount, and the due date. Finally, the action, the doer. The system automatically saves that invoice to a specific Google Drive folder and drops the extracted data right into your Google Sheets budget tracker. All of this happens instantly, completely in the background, saving you hours of tedious data entry. It's amazing.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Your New Automated Life.
So, the crucial point is this. AI isn't just some cool novelty trick. It is a massive lever for your daily productivity, provided you know how to wield it. Let's recap. Remember to treat prompting as a real communication skill. Be direct, be the boss. Force the AI into highly specific personas, and always demand structured formats like tables to make your life easier. Don't overwhelm the machine. Make sure you chain your logic step by step. And finally, take that incredible AI reasoning and connect it to your daily apps using no-code glue tech. By doing all this, you are going to reclaim hours of manual, repetitive work every single week.
You now have the exact frameworks that separate frustrated beginners from true AI power users. The only thing left to do is actually put it into practice. So I'll leave you with this one provocative question. The next time you sit down at your keyboard, just staring at that blinking cursor, will you be the boss or will you be the beggar? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go test out your brand new skills right now.